Oh, Wagwan, Sam Pepper here. So the guy who did the content cop on iDubbbz a couple of weeks ago, CameronF305, just like every other YouTuber who tends to blow up, unfortunately has some allegations that have been brought to light against him. And like, honestly, I was not expecting this at all. With any YouTuber, I guess you just have to now, but with how well received that video was, and I assume that someone like that wouldn't have any skeletons in their closet, but you know, again, I guess everyone just does apparently. So a week ago, FPS Diesel uploaded a video talking about Cameron and his experience with Cameron in the past, and Cameron's relation to Yandere Dev, or I believe his name's Alex. I don't know. The guy who just looks like he lives in a basement. Like his face looks like an AI generated face of just like some incel loser. I guess it's just what this guy looks like. That's really unfortunate. But that guy was caught up in a, you know, a little tiny scandal of talking to minors, surprisingly enough. The guy who made the game about playing as a high schooler. Like I said, the Yandere Dev got exposed a year or two ago, and you know, saying some interesting stuff in response to getting found out about doing that.
Well, she said to me, "Hey, I'm really horny. Do you mind if I masturbate?" And I said, okay. And then she just started moaning into the microphone, and then she finished like a minute later. She said it was my voice that did it for her. And another time, you know how like when you're having a conversation, it's just so easy to just give a reply without thinking, hey, wait a minute, this is kind of inappropriate to say that to someone who's young. I did
shit. What was he supposed to do? Turn off the phone? Not talk to minors? I mean, what a guy in that situation, what is he supposed to do, people? I mean, come on. Now, because Yandere Dev was stuck in the ground like Saddam Hussein, Cameron was pretty much his only contact with the outside world, again, leading to Cameron defending him all over the internet, going on interviews, explaining Alex's thinking, and even defending him in situations like this.
I will say, the words lewd pictures does not specifically imply, because one thing I will say is like hentai is a thing. I'm not trying to like go like crazy here, but it's like that's like not uncommon and like I guess Discord communities to like share like NSFW artwork.
Yeah, but you're still not supposed to share it with a minor. That you can get.
I wouldn't really want to do that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I'm not saying that's what he was doing. I'm saying that's what she could have been offering, and that's kind of how it comes off. Because let's be real, I don't think you're out there sending like. I don't think you're commonly out there on the market sending and receiving and trading nude pictures with people there. I think you're working on a video game. So I guess I'm trying to understand your interpretation of that message.
Cameron, Doug, I don't know if you can conflate child pornography to hentai, but you know, I guess if she was soliciting lewds, what is a man to do? Now, it turns out though that the person that Alex or Yandere Dev was actually, you know, grooming, actually exploiting, is actually not too great of a person herself. Her name is Jelly, I believe that's the name she goes by online. This isn't her only instance of talking to adults as a minor. She would talk to older men on the internet to try and blackmail them for money and other things. She actually ended up leading other young girls to do the same thing, again, talking to older men for money and blackmailing them.
That's crazy. So then I made the honeypot rules with the most frequently asked questions.
So you didn't run one, but you coached people on how to run one.
Yeah.
Other underage girls?
Yeah.
Cameron actually ended up deciding to cut ties with him, but for some reason decided to spark up a little relationship with the girl who Yandere Dev had actually been soliciting for explicit images of a child. And during that, according to Cameron, they related on some trauma, and that's how they bonded.
Well, we were both talking about, you know, these like situations because she was telling me about, you know, things that happened to her, and there was this one specific instance that I was like, damn, that's a hard relate. She kind of pried a little bit, and it took a while, but then like we just got into a really emotional conversation. It just kind of came out there. We were both venting to one another.
Which ended up leading Cameron at 19 to go have sex with this girl when she was 16.
You didn't have sex?
I think me choosing not to answer should be an answer for you.
So that's a yes?
Yes, we did.
A lot of you in the comments are probably going to be like, what's wrong with a 19-year-old sleeping with a 16-year-old on that? I think that's weird, but whatever. Even if you want to go by that defense, Cameron, friends with the guy who was sexually exploiting this 16-year-old, Cameron decided to go and have sex with her. I don't know if maybe there's a conflict of interest in that. I just don't think it's the best thing to go have sex with a sexual assault victim, especially when you're that personally connected with the guy who sexually exploited her. I just think it's a little odd. I just think it's a little odd. I'm going to be honest. After this, she actually claimed that he sexually assaulted her during this encounter. However, she has claimed that this is not true, and he has also claimed this is not true. It is a fact that they have had sex, or is it?
Now, when did you have sex with her?
I'm not gonna say whether or not I did.
Oh, really? Are you fucking stupid? Video. You said to me in the call that you were traveling to see family for Thanksgiving.
It was AI.
It was AI? Are you really gonna be stupid on stream right now? Because this is not gonna be a good look.
I mean, Cameron here says it's not, so I mean, I'd have to go by that, right?
You didn't have sex?
I think me choosing not to answer should be an answer for you. Not that we didn't, when we first met, that didn't happen. The second time we met, it like kind of just, after like talking a shit ton, it kind of just went there. But we wanted to keep it private because we didn't want people thinking some weird shit between, like that Alex had any involvement in it, because he didn't.
Oh, well, he says here, okay.
Did I have sex to you
while listening to Big Dick Randy?
We did not have sex while listening to Big Dick Randy.
Cameron, what dog?
Why would you sleep with Anne, dude? Like she.
It wasn't smart, obviously, but it wasn't planned. Like, I didn't want to do that. It was kind of like a heat of the moment thing. Me and her were kind of going really deep on this shit that we were dealing with.
Okay, yeah, they had sex. I'm sorry. They had sex. That's just what happened. I will agree. The sexual assault thing, I don't think that happened. The only thing that I'm really concerned about here is him manipulating a sexual assault victim, or at least, using that to try and get into her pants. Now, Cameron states that the reason that he even ever said that they had sex in the first place was because he was being blackmailed by her to say that. He apparently told her about a super secret thing that happened to him when he was a child. I am going to assume that there was some type of abuse that happened to him when he was younger. Again, no criticism for that, obviously, if that happened, and I'm assuming it did. Again, with him stating that this did happen, I do feel sorry for Cameron. Obviously, no criticism on that. Genuinely do feel sorry for you.
The reason I said that, the reason I was pressured into saying that, was because she had blackmailed over something that happened to me when I was younger, and I didn't want it out.
In this situation, according to Cameron, he did not want to say that they had sex because he had sex with a minor, even according to his own standards. The options here are personal things get exposed, and while that sucks, whatever, especially if it's a traumatic experience, I'm sure the people in your community would support you. There's no reason to make fun of anyone for that. Or say that you slept with a minor. I'm going to go ahead and decide to admit the trauma that happened to me when I was younger. I just, under no circumstance would I ever say that I was sleeping with a minor. Even if you don't think that's much of a sleeping with a minor thing, considering he was 19 and she was 16. At this point, Cameron was choosing between the lesser of two evils in his head. So in his head, Cameron knows that that was probably not the best idea at 19 to go and sleep with a 16-year-old. And again, he chose admitting to that rather than just saying that he was abused when he was younger. Now, Cameron actually did respond to this whole situation, uploading a Google Doc on Twitter, saying that, this has already been debunked in the past. And again, I do agree that I don't think that Cameron sexually assaulted this girl. She was 16, he was 19. In my personal opinion, I just think that's morally wrong. I don't think he should have done that. What the fuck ever. Shit, I guess to each their own if that's what you want to do. Fully place the blame on the girl for trying to exploit Cameron, or even just making up the fact that he sexually assaulted her. Completely disgusting. Again, that takes away the believability of other survivors of sexual assaults like that. But yeah, I don't know. Again, a lot of people are kind of confused on what the whole issue is here. Again, even if you don't think that a 19-year-old sleeping with a 16-year-old is that big of a deal, which, he slept with the girl that the guy that he was friends with and who was his personal online shield for groomed online, and he knew about it. In FPS Diesel's video, he doesn't know if Cameron actually submitted this to the authorities, so in his opinion, Cameron was sitting on all this evidence and didn't actually report it to the proper authorities. But in Cameron's response, he does show that he did email all of this information to the police at that time, way before any of this came out. If we're going off Cameron's screenshots and everything, which I am inclined to do, because again, despite how easily those could have been changed or doctored, that would just be an even bigger thing for him to lie about, but whatever. Now, a lot of people are saying that FPS Diesel's kind of shitty for bringing this up in the first place. I don't know. He's a drama YouTuber. That's what people do. I don't really care. This is like getting mad at the Yeet Twitter account. A lot of people who aren't too happy with the whole Ethan Klein-Ian debate are kind of happy that the guy who made an entire content cop kind of deconstructing their little golden boy now is now getting deplatformed completely, which I do kind of feel bad for, especially because this guy just barely got started, but I guess that's kind of how it happens for everybody. The second you get any kind of recognition, you kind of just, something comes out. I don't know. But yeah, that's about it. Let me know if you think if Cameron is really a disgusting monster, if you think this is being blown completely out of proportion. In my opinion, I just think, you probably shouldn't be hooking up with sexual assault victims that you are personally, connected to. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I love you so much. Like this video if you liked it. Dislike it if you disliked it. Oh boy, me Mudahar here. Dislike if you disliked it. And guys, I am out. Is that what he says? Is that what Mudahar says? I don't know. Do we like Mudahar? Are we still mad at Mudahar? I feel like I kind of am. This is my second time recording this because I fucked up the first time. I'm so fucking sorry. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. But yeah, thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe. Love you guys. Goodbye.